is happening, fellow fantasy GMs? I am JJ Wang. He is the bearded one, DJ Dub. And with our powers combined, we are the Fantasy Couriers.
Oh, JJ Wang. Funny, everybody didn't hear the last question I asked. There's a countdown timer here. And I said, what week is this? It's week 12. Holy crap, it's week 12, dude. That means literally after this, there are 2 weeks until the playoff run. So how are you looking as we're jumping into the playoffs? How are your teams? Any teams like totally Dunskies? Sounds good.
I got one team that's really, really bad. Somehow winning, I've won more games than I thought I would win with that team. But overall, I'm fighting for playoffs in mostly all the leagues that I'm in. One redraft league, I'm on like a 8-game heater. My team is on fire. But
that other guy's team, you mean?
No, this one is legitimately my team.
Okay.
My friend's team is on a bit of a downward spiral. He's lost 2 in a row. But when Jamar Chase is spitting in people's faces and nonsense like that, it's hard to win when guys like that are being stupid.
Yeah, I hear that. I had a team this week where like Chase was on suspension. The Dolphins are on bye, so I've got Waddle and H. I mean, this was my league killers term team, and then Josh Allen. So we'll leave that there. So
that my friend had Drake London and Jamar Chase as his two guys, and London's out, and Chase is a spitting fool. So
did I mention that team also had Drake London and Josh Jacobs?
Yes.
So I'm still doing okay-ish, but there's no way I'm going to beat my boy Jason. My other boy. Like I have like a jillion friends named Jason. Congratulations on having the most common name of all my friends. My kids go, "Which Jason are you talking about?" Sorry, JJ Wang. But I got like 5 friends. It's crazy. That's what my kids say. They're confused. Like, who are you talking about? I said, football, church, school, whatever. Okay, cool. Anyway, so I do have to apologize to the world. I did the unforgivable this week. I think you did it earlier this season. I went to this one team. I might still pull it off. I thought I'd set all my teams, and I started RJ Harvey, who is on bye week.
Oh yeah, I've done that like 12 times this year. I mean, it's been absolutely. This has been like the worst fantasy year I've probably ever had. I mean, I don't know. It's like I think I check it, and then I guess I don't. Next thing you know, there's a guy I'm not. I'm like,
the worst part is I was watching my score all day as I was watching games, and I didn't even notice I could have put Bam Knight in just to fill the hole there. And I'm like, it was like 420. I'm like, oh, and there's nobody on waivers, not even like the 4th string running back for any of the Sunday or Monday night games. So yeah, so I was embarrassed by that. I also busted one of my buddy's chops because I don't agree with it. I did it in the nice way. But I had a guy who didn't want to drop anybody, and he had no one to put into a spot, so he just started an empty spot. And I think I don't like that. I think it's gamesmanship.
Yeah. If you're doing it on purpose, I have a problem with it. Like I said, I've done it.
You're stupid. He's not stupid. He didn't want to drop guys.
Yeah, if he did it on purpose, and he doesn't want to drop guys, I have a problem with that. If you've got to this fantasy, there's things like that. You've got to do stuff like that in fantasy. It happens. But like I said, I've made enough mistakes this year. I don't know if I can criticize anybody about not. But I will say I haven't done any of it intentionally. Like none of my screw ups have been intentional.
Yeah. I put a thing in there like if you make bush league mistakes or do something like pick a guy that's already been drafted, you got to do the shot. They have a bag of like nasty shots you got to take a shot of. Like it's the most disgusting things. And luckily, I'm smart enough that I've only had to take one shot in like the last 2 years. So I've been able to survive some of that terribleness. But yeah, as we go into everybody, we are sponsored by Fast Draft, one of the greatest growing daily fantasy leagues. You can go in there. You can do a drafting. There's a couple of drafting options you can do. There's only 3 drafts a week. One of them is free, one's 5, one's 10. And the other 2 you join into like an actual live draft, and the drafts go really fast. Best ball's over. So that's in-season DFS. Check it out. Use the code Couriers. They will match your entry fee up to $50. So, but yeah, I did it this week, the freebie I stink at daily fantasy. Although I did have a killer team today, but that's neither here nor there. After a bunch of weeks of sucking, it doesn't matter. But a couple guys before we jump into your day. And by the way, we're recording this at the end of the Dallas Philly game. Dallas just won on a last second field goal, so that is that. But a couple guys this week, I mentioned that Josh Jacobs was down, and so I did have stashed Emmanuel Wilson, who 28 for $107 and 2 touchdowns. If you're a Jacobs owner, you better have him, or I don't know. I'm just excited. That's really all I got. You should have him.
But the issue is, I mean, you get excited for Emmanuel Wilson, but you just don't really know how long Jacobs is going to be out. So yeah, I mean, it's great if you were able to get him, if you were a Jacobs owner and you was able to pick him up. And if you're not the Jacobs owner and you were able to pick him up and you had a running back that's playing that well, I mean, it's lucky. That's luck. I mean, it's good for you. But yeah, you just pretty much anytime you have a Green Bay running back, majority of them are usually good. That offense is predicated kind of obviously around the run because their receivers are absolutely dog poop. So I mean, they better be able to run the ball or they're not going to be able to do anything. But yeah, huge game for him. I mean, there was a lot of talk about him having a big week this week, and it's good to see that he follows through with it.
And on the heels of that, J.J. McCarthy. The Vikings are 4-7. J.J. McCarthy looks like a smelly pile of poo. Yeah. If you're the Vikings and you continue to lose and you slide into one of those top handful of picks and a quarterback falls to you, are you drafting a quarterback?
I don't know. I think I'm
pretty bad.
It's pretty. I mean, it is bad.
7 yards. Shedeur Sanders was better than J.J. McCarthy.
It is bad. I'm not arguing that point. I don't know if I would draft a guy that. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, if you're
Tyrod Taylor better than J.J. McCarthy today.
Wait, I mean, if you're that high on a quarterback in the draft and you think this quarterback is really, really good, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what Arizona did with Kyler Murray with Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen was really, really bad, and they turned around and were able to get Kyler Murray, who's not really all that good, but I mean, better than Josh Rosen. But yeah, I mean, if you come across a quarterback that drops to you and you really, really like him, I think you seriously got to think about it because J.J. McCarthy has played bad. I was a fan, but he's not good.
I was not a fan, and I begrudgingly drafted him. Luckily, my brother-in-law wanted him, so I traded him away, so I don't have to deal with that mess anywhere. And luckily, I traded away Justin Jefferson a little while ago because he's stuck in that mess for a guy you're going to talk about later, probably our favorite guy in the league, receiver-wise.
The good thing about it is, I mean, over the last few years, we've seen quarterbacks play really, really bad, and then, they usually end up going to another team and then playing better. But if you want to hold your hat on anything, I guess you could do that. Like I said, the Vikings coach, I mean, he's a good, really, really good quarterback coach. So I mean, like I said, it's really bad. Yeah, he's playing really bad. He's playing bad. I mean, there's nothing you can argue about it. It's bad.
A couple of interesting things. The Colts, it's going to be interesting to see. Like I had them picked to win the South. Their end of the year is going to be tough. They lost to the Chiefs today. They got coming up the Texans, who I was going to mention took out the Bills. The Bills are not in the playoffs right now. The Bills are not because the Jaguars inked into the playoffs. So the Colts have to play the Texans, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jaguars, and the Texans. You could it's not going to happen because I think they'll split with the division. They could lose every single game they have left against the teams they're playing, which would put them at 8-10. Yeah. They play 18 games, right? Yeah. No,
I mean,
8-9. Sorry, Matt's off. I don't think they will.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really bought into Indianapolis. I mean, I've always thought the bottom is going to fall out eventually. I will give them credit. They've played great. Daniel Jones has played really good. Pittman's been really good. Jonathan Taylor's been amazing. Alec Pierce has been good from time to time. But like I said, I've just never bought into Indianapolis being a contender.
I did write an article this week about
So
Jonathan
you
Taylor.
wrote an article, or you read an
Yeah,
article?
I read it. I read it.
Oh, dang.
No, I put it in. It was one of my Fantasy Pros guys.
Oh,
Like it was got. I forget which one it was for, but it was just guys that I'm worried about going down there. Or I think it's, or maybe I talked about on the, I think it's on the other show somewhere. I talked about Jonathan Taylor. How about that? Guys, I'm worried about because he's playing the Texans defense. He's playing the Jaguars defense. Seahawks. These defenses are really good against the run, as are the Chiefs, which held him to 58 yards. So you're not benching Taylor,
oh
but
yeah.
people that have enjoyed the fruits of the first part, they might make early playoff exits, which is kind of crazy to think. And speaking of terrible running days, DeAndre Swift, um, it 8 rushes for 15 yards versus the Steelers, who have been they've not been terrible against the running, but they've not been world breakers. And then Kyle Monangai, my boy, came in 12 for 48. So that's 4 yards of carry and a tutty. This is at least a timeshare. Do you think that the Bears at 8-3 could give up on Swift, or is this just a fluky week? Because he's not been terrible.
I mean, I don't think they're going to give up on it. I mean, when you say give up, you just mean that he's not going to get any carries, or he's just going to be like the number two?
Like a number two. So I mean, realistically, it was a 66. He got 8 out of 12. He got 8 out of the 20 carries.
Yeah. So I think it could go back and forth each week. I mean, next week if he got 12 and Monongai got 8, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't think either one of these guys are world beaters by any stretch of the means. Monongai's been fine, but he hasn't been that great that you can be like, hey, he's been good enough to completely knock out DeAndre Swift, playing time. But yeah, I mean, the way he started out the season, he was really, really good, and then over the last few years, it's been bad. So yeah, it's a struggle to even start DeAndre Swift at the moment. You really don't want to.
Yeah, and it's I was surprised. I was trying to pull up the stats, but he has 400 and he's averaging 4.7 per carry. So it's not like good old Achan, this year, but it's just crazy to see like him. He was a guy no one had really heard of. Like most people couldn't say his name going in. And the last quick hit here before we get into your activity is I mentioned to you prior. I said Shador Sanders. We were like, whatever. But now that I messed up on a trade where I could have got a quarterback to help out my team, Shador is my essentially number 3 going forward. Shador Sanders came in today and nothing lights out. He was 11 to 20, 209 and 60. Some out of that came on a Dylan Sampson just amazingly blocked play. Like the blocking for the Browns was spectacular, seeing him as they go through. And he had his first touchdown, Dylan Sampson, that one, and an interception that was ugly. But he added some energy to the team. The defense is freaking amazing. They were just butchering Geno Smith. Is it with that performance and with Dylan Gabriel being pretty much just like a boring quarterback, do you think Sanders plays out this season for them to see what they got? Or are they that stubborn?
I don't know that, man. I would say I'd give him this. I mean, I'd give him the same chance that I give Gabriel. I mean, if Sanders looks competent, then sure, let him continue playing. But if he has some dreadful games, I mean, what's the harm in putting Gabriel back in to see if he can play any better? So, yeah, I mean, if he plays decent or competent, sure, just let him continue playing because you're obviously not going to keep both of these guys. Yeah. So, I mean, you would like one of them to like show out and then you can trade the other one. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely nothing to write home about. But I mean, it did pick up the win, so.
I mean, they could drop them both and just draft a quarterback. It's a total pop.
Yeah, you do that too.
It was the terrible Raiders. So that's, it is what it is there, we're saying, because they were playing the Raiders. But I did notice one thing they were pointing out is two things about Shador, and then we're jumping into it, is this year, like basically what I gathered from the commentators is all season, he's been like practicing on another field. This is the first week he's thrown to any of the guys that are on the field, like during the regular season at all. So it's learning timing.
Plus, the guys he was throwing to on the side of the field probably are just as good as he got the guys he's throwing to like on the field now. It's not like he's throwing to
Jerry Judy? What about Jerry Judy? Are you?
well, I mean, I used to like them, but whether you like him or not, I mean, Jerry Judy's had an awful season. He's been he had a terrible fumble today. It's been bad. So I mean, like I said, these guys, their defense is good, but offensively they are incompetent. They don't have a lot of good players.
And the cool thing is, if you look at it, if they play their cards right, they could have an interesting core here. You're looking with Judkins and Sampson. They could be a good thunder and lightning kind of speed back guy and a power back there. They could have they got pretty good young tight end there. If they could throw it in with a receiver, like I thought Tillman was going to be the guy, and apparently the injury and everything just derailed. So if they maybe grab some receivers in the offseason and one of these two quarterbacks turns into something, Browns might finally forget it. Let's go into the game.
George Pickens.
Faux Real or Faux Real? A lot of leading.
I just want you to know I'm going to be battling my cat as we sit here talking. He will not leave me alone. So
I was wondering if you watched the video a second ago. I was like, "Wow, you hate the Browns. You were really ticked."
Absolutely annoying. You won't leave me alone. But yeah, for real, I want to bring up Cam Ward. Really haven't talked about him a lot this year, Don. There really hasn't been a reason to talk about him. Had a few good games, decent games here and there. Today, really, really good. 256 yards passing. Pass TD and a rush TD. Do you think Cam Ward is for real in NFL, like competent, like QB2? Is that where his ceiling kind of is? Is that where you kind of place him? I don't know about ceiling. Ceiling may be a little higher than that, but the team's really bad. They've got a terrible running game, terrible receivers. But I mean, if he can show glimpses of this with a terrible team, do you think he could be competing, for maybe a high-end QB2?
I think glimpses of this makes him thinking about as a QB1 if he's going to run. Like before, he was supposed to be pocket passer, so getting 37 yards in a tutty, that's a bonus. And this is against a Seahawks team that's got a pretty good defense. Like this was supposed to be just a total obliteration. I mean, far be it was garbage. They were up They were up at one point, and the Titans did make some comeback, had a touchdown at the end. I think what it's going to be interesting is what they need is like alpha receiver. Like I like DK. Shamir DK seems like he's going to be a good possession receiver and a heck of a punt returner. I got a lead with punt returns. He got me like 20-some odd points. Spectacular. There goes the cat. And the rookie Gunnar Helm, he was the leading receiver today. He had 7 targets. Okonkwo only had 4, but he still had 40 yards. So they'll probably be running a lot of 2 tight end sets, which will benefit him. So they either block but if they're not blocking, those 2 guys seem to be effective pass catchers. It seems like they need that big receiver and like a running back because right now their running backs are terrible.
If you were drafting so you say you're drafting next year and you've got these 3 quarterbacks, you've got Cam Ward, Trevor Lawrence, and Jordan Love. Which one are you drafting?
Probably Jordan Love because the Packers are better. I think. I mean, Cam hasn't showed enough for me to vault him over those. I could see next year me getting a lot of Cam Ward in my redrafts because I take quarterbacks really late. I have him in 1 dynasty and 1 redraft, and this was a surprise. I was expecting like total poo, but I mean, they let him sling the rock today, like 42 attempts. That's been freaking insane.
Yeah, all right. Another 2 guys that's super surprising. Got Sam Darnold just continues to be impressive with Seattle. Seattle's been really, really good. Like I said, they beat Tennessee today. 244 and 2 passing TDs. And then Daniel Jones, of course, they did lose. Only had 181 passing yards. So both of these guys, I feel like, are in the same position in their career. I mean, I think they're both 28 years old. They're not on the team that drafted them. So kind of the same question: you've got an opportunity to draft either one of these guys, because I feel like they'll probably draft. I don't know, might be drafted around the same time next year. Which one of these guys would you rather have?
Ooh, I love Danny Dimes. It's probably Sam
Absolutely.
Darnold.
Absolutely.
Like I know you hate Danny Dimes, so Danny Dimes. I bet you. I should ask you the question: would you draft Danny Dimes or Tua if Tua ends the season good? Like he should be good next month. But anyway, it's Sam. Sorry, I muted myself to sneeze earlier. I'm going to cough myself out.
But yeah, I think it would be Sam Darnold. I think it would be Sam.
Jason, that's why you'll hit that later. But Sam Darnold's going to have better weapons. Sam Darnold has Barner, Arroyo, Jason, whereas Daniel Jones, JT is going to take some of his scoring. Kenneth Walker has played much better. I think he might have saved his starting job there. Zach Charbonnet is a great. I mean, those two guys are a great 1-2 punch. So, but they're not going to be what JT is to Danny Dimes.
And last guy I want to bring up. This has been kind of surprising over the last 2 weeks. That's Lamar Jackson. Been absolutely dreadful. I mean, we're scoring maybe 5 fantasy points, combined. Over the last 2 weeks, has been pretty bad. The Ravens really aren't looking good. Now I could say it's faux real or for real, but it is Lamar Jackson. You would say it's faux real, I would assume. But are you worried?
I'm freaking out. He's on like my team in our one league that I should be competing at some point. But my quarterbacks this week in the last couple weeks have scored single digits in a 2-quarterback league. I've got him. I started Flacco, who's been slinging the rock. I would have scored. Shador Sanders was my highest scoring quarterback on my team. Oh wait, actually, it might have been Kirk Cousins. If I'd have started Kirk Cousins and Shador Sanders, I would have scored more points, probably doubled than Lamar and Joe Flacco this week. So I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm probably about 7% freaking out because it's been kind of poo. But next week will come against the Bengals, then the Steelers, then the Bengals again. So unfortunately, well, actually, I'll be in the playoffs that week because I won't be the top 2 seed, I don't think. So I will have to play him the first week of the playoffs against the Bengals, which will be spectacular. But then it sucks because it's Patriots and Packers. So yeah, I'm freaking out because the playoffs are going to be brutal. Yeah. It seems like he doesn't run, or everybody's like, he ran 7 times for 11 yards. I don't know if the runs were. I didn't pay a lot of attention because I didn't expect much out of this game. But yeah, I'm freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle. I got Lamar as one of my quarterbacks and one of my teams that I'm competing for a championship here, and it's getting kind of scary. It's scary at the moment. Before I move on to running back, just want to give a shout out to Jameis Winston. Looking like the Jameis Winston we've always loved, is slinging the rock all over the place. We just like this guy, right?
Yeah. Did you see the flea flicker play? Like it was great when the touchdown to Wandell. It was just beautiful. I just love Jameis. Like this part of his career, I think Jameis is going to be a really fun college coach at some point in our lifetime because he wants to stay. He's going to be a Giant until he retires or until Jackson Dart is no longer a Giant. He wants to stay here. It sounds like they're going to want him mutually. I mean, they let him throw 366 freaking yards today against the Lions. So, and they were up. So it's not like this was garbage time. They were up 20-17 at half. So he was looking good. It's just fun to watch, and he's just a genuinely he's apparently turned around life too. I was reading some articles this week. Like he's used to be like a knucklehead, bonehead guy, and he seems to be like a genuine he's become an adult. Which I guess that's what happens with quarterbacks when they come to about 30.
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm an adult now. I'm no longer some kid.
Proud that he's finally become an adult. Switching over to running back, let's go to Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's kind of getting, like, as far as fantasy goes, a bit of a running back controversy going here. Jaylen Warren played really, really well in the beginning of the year. Got hurt. He's still playing okay. Since he got hurt, Gainwell came in. Gainwell been playing really, really well. I don't think anybody thought Gainwell was going to be any relevance in fantasy football, but right now, I mean, you kind of want to start Gainwell as a flex. So if you've got Warren and Gainwell both on your team, you can only start one, of course. Who I know is matchup dependent, blah 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 blah.
It's Jaylen Warren.
It's Jaylen Warren.
I love Gainwell, but I'll follow the carries. Jalen Warren still got 18 carries.
Okay.
Gainwell got 10, and he had the 55-yard jaunt. Like, I'd love to start him both. Like, it's one of those, like, this week I started Algier. I shouldn't have because I had another guy. I should have started my own guy, but I started Algier and Bijan. But I think Jalen, I'm going to follow who's getting, I mean, although, it's with Gainwell getting the 6 receptions, I'll start the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you're looking at running back, it's PPR is probably got to be Gainwell, doesn't it? And then half PPR, you could lean a little more towards Warren, I think, because Warren got the touchdown. So that if I don't have their scoring pulled up right beside me here, but they're probably really close.
Yeah, I think Gainwell had like 15, Warren was like 13, or it might have been reversed, but it was something like that. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point I'm still going Warren. I think I'm still a little more confident in Jalen Warren's game. I mean, it is Kenny Gainwell. He's only had like 2 or 3, good games. It's maybe, but yeah, 2 or 3 good games. Warren's been more productive throughout the season, so I think the safer pick at this point is probably Warren. Now, if you need to win, maybe a ceiling play might be Gainwell.
2 weeks ago, he had -1 yards on 3 carries. So
yes,
that's
what you got to worry about. I got 2 guys that may be careers, probably. I don't want to say over, but probably on the, might be done. I want to give Alvin. I just want to give Alvin Kamara a shout out here. He's been a great fantasy asset for the last 8-9 years. Came in as he was pretty much like a waiver wire pickup that rookie season.
Waivers.
Yeah, so I mean, and he turned in to be one of the top fantasy running backs of all time. So I'm just speaking of that. Where would you put Kamara in the ranks of all-time fantasy running backs?
I mean,
would be a top 10 guy, you think?
I don't think he would, because I think we're going to miss too many guys. Because you're looking like, is he better than Steven Jackson? The receptions will balance. Like,
I mean, over a career, I mean, I think he may be.
They're close. I mean, LT to me is the greatest fantasy quarterback of the fantasy era.
I mean, would you want Todd Gurley's 3 good years, fantastic years, or Alvin Kamara's
career
8 great years? I mean, Kamara has been absolutely fantastic.
Hey, look, the cat's there. Yeah, he might be top 10. I'd have to without sitting there, like under without thinking. So you got AP, who I think it's probably like LT and AP, and then figure it out. And I mean, there's some guys these days. For now, he will be. There's a couple guys right now, like Jonathan Taylor could pop up there.
Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Christian McCaffrey.
What?
Christian McCaffrey's,
Alan McCaffrey's, yeah, he's probably 2.
Derrick Henry's going to be there. But yeah, I mean, I think over an 8-9 year career for a running back, I mean, I definitely think Kamara is
that Christmas Day game, man. Yeah. That Christmas Day game cost me a champion.
It was insane. Another guy, he wasn't great, but I mean, he was startable. That's Ramondre Stevenson. He played well enough to keep Travion Henderson from playing, and then Stevenson gets hurt. Henderson didn't play all that great today, but he played okay. They still got the win. I mean, is this pretty much the end of Stevenson's career, where you can't even start him in anywhere right now, can you?
I did though. I needed a warm body. Most people said that by Apocalypse was a few weeks ago. Was it week 9 or 10 or whatever? That wasn't my week. This week I have benches of like just shaded because they're on bye weeks. I had to start Ramondre and it sucked. I thought coming back I thought they'd go 50-50 because that's the stubbornness that they were doing in New England, but they did what they should have done and let the young guy run. Stevenson got the contract. I don't know what the what his hit will be.
I would say they could probably get out of it with relatively small amount of issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm pulling it up right now. So 2026 cap hit 76. 7 million. I mean, they're not going to drop this dude. The out is in 27. So that's when so next year, I think they're going to keep him and he'll be their like short yardage Jerome Bettis type guy. And then just let Henderson go and just let Reminder get those couple of yards. But I think they keep him one more year. But I think his value next year he's going to be a surefire waste of a touchdown guy.
No, yeah, absolutely. Moving over to wide receiver, we're talking about one of my favorite guys in the whole NFL. He's been one of my favorite players. It's like you said, once you've got pieces of a player, you tend to enjoy them more. And I've just had pieces of JSN since he's came into the league. Started out kind of rough. I mean, he was the third guy. Then year two, looked really, really good. I mean, he was the second guy. And now he's just clear cut number one. He is like the guy. He might be the guy in the NFL.
Oh, he is.
I mean, like just like overall, he might be the guy. And this is with Sam Darnold as your quarterback. He's making Sam Darnold look fantastic. And it's not like they have a number two, that's pulling coverage away. I mean, there is no other receiver on Seattle. I mean, JSN is just going in here and just doing this pretty much as, hey, just throw me the rock. So JSN, the first receiver drafted next year, or are we still going, Chase or Jefferson?
I think it's probably JSN or Chase is what we're going to look at. I think it will be JSN because of recency bias, when it maybe should be Chase with a healthy Burrow. Because Burrow will be back, so you might get Chase at a cheap next year. I mean, at a cheap being
ever really healthy
every other year. He's the Christian McCaffrey of quarterbacks. So next year, Burrow's going to throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. You heard it here first. What is it? November 23rd, 2025. Next year, Joe Burrow, 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and he's going to deliver me the ship. But yeah, I think it's splitting hairs. I'll take JSN over.
Yeah, 100%.
I would love to see him get some more touchdowns. That's the only concern for me with him, is that he's got 5 touchdowns thus far. Puka's got 4. So I mean, Puka, to me, JSN and Puka are the two best. Are the top two, and Chase is like right there with them. So probably those three. Like Jefferson's dropped off the world for me. Amon-Ra probably 4.
He's kind of got like the Julio Jones problem, where you get 1,800 yards but 6 touchdowns, and Julio could just got double-digit touchdowns. He would have been the greatest receiver in the history of the world as far as fantasy goes. But man, yeah, I think JSN is just fantastic. He's playing great. Like that team, it's like the coaches aren't going to change. Darnold. I think Darnold could be pretty reliable now. I mean, this is his second really, really good year. I don't know how good he's going to be at the end of the season or in the playoffs. He's probably going to choke it up. But like I said, I really don't care about that. I just care about what him throwing the ball to JSN.
Dude, Darnold, they could buy a second. Darnold is only making 13, 12, about $20 million or something. It's a 30 million here. Math. I'm trying to do math. Sorry. He's making a extremely cheap quarterback contract next year that they could fork over some money to put somebody there, because JSN has like one more year of his rookie deal. So they might, because this is 4. So they might, or 5. They can do the 5th year option, but they could fork someone in there and make a good run at this thing.
Yeah, so we could talk about my next guy. What if you're with Darnold making $30 million? Pickens is a free agent. I mean, honestly, I can't see the Cowboys paying George Pickens.
Can they?
I mean, they can.
I don't think they can.
I think they can. They could be like the Cincinnati Bengals, but their defense is going to continue being really, really bad, and their offense is just going to be, I don't know, it'll be good, but it's not going to be good enough to get them anywhere. But George Pickens right now is just playing out of this world. I mean, I didn't think George Pickens was going to be. I mean, I'm a huge George Pickens fan. I've liked Pickens since he came out of college. He was one of my favorite guys. But the way he's playing right now, it's hard to get rid of him. But I mean, you can't pay this guy $35 million a year. I know that's what he's going to want. But right now, George Pickens better than CeeDee Lamb?
On the stat sheet. Do I think he's a better player? I don't think so. I think CeeDee Lamb's a better player. But this year in 2025, George Pickens is a better fantasy player. He's a better NFL player. Long term, I think CD is a better football player. George Pickens has finally had his talent unleashed. I think that's really the difference here. But
yeah, I just think they're different kinds of players. I mean, it just depends on what kind of receiver you want. CeeDee Lamb's going to get the 115 catches. an average 11 yards a 11, 12 yards per catch. George Pickens is going to get like 75 catches for 1,300 yards, kind of like what Brandon Ayuk did the other year. And hopefully he gets a lot of the touchdowns. Just I guess it just kind of depends on which kind of receiver you want. I love both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I mean, right now it'd be hard to pick which one is my favorite because I just like the way George Pickens plays as far as fantasy goes. So I would probably
They
lean.
might CD
lean.
Lamb. His base salary next year is only 25 million so he's about $30 million receiver, and Dak's probably what 45, 50. They
I
they
mean, they
might
can
be
do
able
it.
to
I mean,
pay him.
the Bengals did it with Higgins and Chase and Burrow, but look where the Bengals are at. I mean, they're still a bad team. They've got a bad defense. They're not going to go anywhere. So, I mean, it's just what do you want to do as a team? The Cowboys' defense is not good. I mean, they don't have any elite players on defense. I know they got that one guy in the trade that played okay, but other than that, I mean, they've got no elite defensive players. They really can't stop
They
anybody.
beat the Eagles.
Well, it's not like the
Yeah,
Eagles
yeah.
offense is really that good. I mean, it's like the Eagles. It's not
They're like
like
8-3.
it's not like the Eagles. This is the Eagles from last year, the year before. Eagles are having issues running the ball. They're having issues passing the ball. Jalen Hurts is struggling if he's not getting rushing touchdowns. I mean, he's not a very good fantasy quarterback, but
And he was
it,
okay today.
yeah.
But they're the worst looking 8-3 team currently. I think we say that every year. There's always like this one team that just looks bad. I got a couple leagues where like the guy at the top is not good because they got that very little points against and not many points for. But the Eagles seem to look that way. Like Hurts did not look great, but he still had 289, a passing touchdown, 33 rushing for 2 touchdowns. Like statistically freaking spectacular, but it didn't look like that. Because I mean, you got Dak on the other side just slinging the rock, and I mean, Javonte Williams, dude, they should sign him. They'll probably get him on the cheap. He'll stay there. I think he's
Yeah, I
just
mean
smart.
yeah. I mean he's a
He's the
cheap
worst.
running back. So I mean yeah, we can say that. But yeah, so the last guy I want to talk about. This is a guy I've been waiting about 4 years to bring up. I can finally talk about this guy, and that's John Mechie. Of course, he plays for the Jets now. Now, granted, there not a whole lot of other receiving options, so Mechie's pretty much like the number one guy. So the last 2 weeks have been okay. It hasn't been great. I mean, 12 points last week, 15 points this week. So seven targets, which is really really good for 65 yards and a touchdown. I mean, do you? I mean, this is like what we kind of thought John Mechie would be. Do you think John Mechie can be something here going forward?
I'm gonna say yes, dag nabbit.
With a quarterback that can actually throw them. I mean, Taylor is a much better passer than Justin Fields.
Well, they're both gone. That's the thing about it. They're both gone
Yeah,
next
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, you
And
still got Garrett Wilson coming in. I think maybe Garrett Wilson and John Mitchell might be a nice duo, right?
John Mechie's going to have like the Pickens resurgence without such a good offense. I mean, they're getting a new quarterback next year. Who's that going to be? Jacoby Brissett. Who? I mean, there's a couple of QB2 options maybe popping through. It's not going to be Justin Fields. Tyrod's old. They're not going to. Hopefully, they don't try to run that again with him. There's so they're terrible. They're going to draft a quarterback, which will hurt him. But I'm all aboard. On Tuesday I was talking. He was one of my waiver wire pickups. Now, I really just said because I like him a lot and he's the
I love,
only option.
I
I
love
mean,
John.
I like him a lot. We've always liked him coming in because the talent was there. He just had the was it ACL
They
or
had
was it
He had
and then he
Hodgkin's.
got cancer. They
Yeah,
found that through the thing. So
yeah,
it was coming off of that. I think it was ACL he pulled in the national championship game. Coming into the season, he was going to be late anyway. Then he had cancer and it pushed him back. So it's like that James Conner kind of like you want that story of the dude who just came through, beat cancer, but he's also playing really well. And he was targeted seven. I mean, interesting thing though, nobody's paying attention to. AD Mitchell was also targeted 7 times. He
yeah,
just only brought in two, and he only had 20 less starts. So I think they could have a good three, two. I mean, if you put Mechie as two, AD Mitchell is three as your stretcher, and then Garrett Wilson back healthy. The Jets all of a sudden have a really good receiving core. I mean, the problem is they won't have a running back. So I
yeah.
mean, they got to hope that I just brain farted. What's his name? Who's injured right now?
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen is the guy because Brees Hall, unless it changes his mind, I mean, he could look in here, but I doubt he will.
Running backs are kind of, I don't want to say they're a dime a dozen, but I feel like you can always find a running back. It's not like Brees Hall's been
No.
a phenomenal running back that can't be replaced. I mean, he's been above average at best. So I mean, I think honestly,
And Mason Taylor. I mean, I didn't even think about that. I mean, Mason Taylor they're getting targets. So if they can put all that together, they got skill position guys. They can fill in the Sauce Gardner hole, and they got some picks out of this stuff. So, and I love the coach. I hate the Jets. Like this,
they just need to hit on. They just finally need to hit on a quarterback that they just can't do.
You know, I figured out. You know who their quarterback should be next. I got it. Mac
Jones.
You know why? He went to San Francisco, and now he's a great quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, this is true, but I mean, you're going to take Mac Jones and take him away from the Shanahan system. It's not. I mean,
you took Sam Darnold away from the Shanahan system.
But no. Sam Darnold was still playing in the Shanahan McVay system when he went to Minnesota. So I mean, it's still that lineage of quarterback coaches. As far as that goes, it's not necessarily what you're going to get with the Jets. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? But yeah, there you go.
Surefire waste of a touchdown.
Surefire waste of a touchdown is sponsored by Dubby. Go to dubby.gg. I had some this week. It's yummy. Actually, I really like it. If you use the code Couriers, you get 10% off. Also, they're running their Black Friday. Everything is 50% off. So just use the code Couriers so we get the hook. But it's zero sugar calorie drink. It's got it's good for energy. I used it before I went for a workout. It doesn't have any of those other fillers, artificial flavors, any of that good stuff. It's just one of those things that is just good. And it's not as terrible. It's not terrible for you, and it gives you that energy you need. So check out a clean formula of the new, because energy drinks are the new coffee per se. So go to dubby.gg, and use the code Couriers, COURIERS, for those of you that can't spell.
They're about as expensive as coffee is these days.
Yeah, they are. And this one, like 50% off. They got some cool little things going on. But I only got a couple. There's a lot of field goals. Like I was going through, usually to do this, I go through all the scoring for the game. There was a boat ton of field goals this week. So let's go to our boy Danny Dimes. 4-yard pass. Another one to Michael Pittman. Nope. Josh Downs is dead. Maybe it's the it's our first round draft pick Tyler Ward. No. Drew Ogletree with a 4-yard touchdown. We know who he is, but still a
surefire waste of a touchdown. Yeah, he's like, I feel like these guys just pop up just every now and then. It's amazing, man.
I got 2 guys on here I've never heard of, just so you know. Next guy,
nice.
I've never heard of, which takes a lot. Joe Flacco, 17-yard pass to Mitchell Tinsley. Who in the world? He's a receiver. Congratulations, dude. You ever heard of him?
That's a surefire waste of a touchdown. I want to feel like I have heard of him, but I can't be 100% sure. But it does sound kind of familiar.
Yeah, here's a blast from the past. A guy that was on a bunch of my teams, but no longer. Our boy Jameis, slinging the rock. I mean, it doesn't matter who he throws to, except for the tight end Theo people are starting, or the running backs. But nobody's starting the receivers. Maybe Wandell. But this is Isaiah Hodgins. Remember him from a couple years ago?
Yeah.
12-yard touchdown. A couple years ago, he got about 5 touchdowns, I think, a year, something like that. But this year,
surefire waste of a touchdown. He played for the Bills, right?
No, he was a Bills practice squatter, I believe, and then came when he was a starter for Danny Dimes. Had a bunch of games with him where he was pretty good. I was stashing him on Dynasty, and then he went to Bills.
Yeah, I remember coming out of college. I'm pretty sure he was drafted by the Bills, I think.
Drake London's down. Mooney had a beautiful touchdown pass. This is almost a double. I mean, people are starting Kirk Cousins this week because of injuries and stuff. But Kirk Cousins, 9-yard pass to David Sills V, Esquire. I know the name. I know him. I've heard his name. I couldn't pick him out of the lineup, but I've heard of him. But it's still a
waste of a touchdown. I ain't never heard of that guy. I ain't never heard of the first 4 either. So
you've heard of Hodgins?
No, I'm saying the first 4 David Seals.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they run like big companies across decades of being.
I hear the first four of them.
Okay, this one, Jalen Hurts, 16-yard pass to some guy named AJ Brown. I had to do it. I had to do it. For those of us that have suffered all season, thank freaking God because he had a great game. But it's not. But can we just say it once?
Yeah, that's surefire ways of a touchdown. It feels like it.
Yeah, you had to. You're starting him. Like there was a couple weeks this year. I did not start AJ Brown.
Yeah,
He told us to set him.
yeah. I mean, he's been bad. I mean, it hasn't been good.
I mean, he had a really good. I think I saw 110 yards. So hopefully, because it was the week I started Devonta Smith on all my DFS teams. It's AJ Brown. This last dude, never heard of. 4-yard pass from Dak Prescott. He's got some great receivers, and then he throws them to Florida on the other weeks. Ferguson would be great. No, he had a drop there right at the goal line towards the end of the game that could have won the game. But no, Brevin Spanford, hyphenated.
Ooh,
You're probably a fan.
West Virginia?
That's a good question. You can say your line, and I'll pull him up and tell you.
That's definitely a surefire waste of a touchdown. I'm pretty sure I've had this guy on one of my fantasy teams.
Really? His education is Tech High School, Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Oh, well, maybe it's never got. But yeah, I mean, I have heard of that guy. I have heard of him. But that's a surefire waste of a touchdown. Absolutely.
Yep. So those are my guys. We always say we're recording this right at the start of the Sunday night games. Check me out Tuesday night on Fantasy Turf War Show, the Fantasy Turf War on YouTube, X. You can listen to it on X, Rumble. I found it on Rumble, Facebook, or you can just go to our Fantasy Couriers Facebook page. It makes it look good because I can see where people are looking at it from. Go on there, put a note, put a comment, give a shout out to us. We pop up on the screen. It's been a fun show to do. But Fantasy Turf Wars, Tuesday night, 9:00 Eastern, live show. It streams throughout the week. If nothing else, just go like and follow to help grow the algorithm as well. But that's all I got. JJ, give us some wisdom going into Thanksgiving.
Wisdom, Thanksgiving coming up. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I was wanting to ask you a question. What's your number one seed when it comes to your Thanksgiving dinner?
Pie. I didn't eat turkey until it's my mom's mashed potatoes is the honest answer. My mom makes these mashed potatoes that are the greatest, one of the greatest foods ever created to earth. My buddy from Ireland said they were the best potatoes he's ever eaten in his entire life, if that tells you anything.
And they love potatoes in Ireland.
And so it's my mom's mashed potatoes, but the funny thing is I didn't eat turkey until like 3 years ago. I don't like turkey. It's terrible. But then my brother-in-law, Skylar, changed the world when he smoked a turkey.
Yeah.
Smoked turkey is totally different than regular dry.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it. Like people love it. I never got it. So my in-laws would make me ham. My parents would make me chicken. They love me, but it's mom's mashed potatoes. What about you?
Yeah, I love the turkey. I like to say gravy. I'm a big gravy guy. I like throwing a cup full of gravy on everything on my plate. But I think my number one is probably mac and cheese. I'm just like the biggest mac and cheese fan in the history of the world.
What kind of mac and cheese are we talking about here? Like a bake, a Velveeta, Kraft?
Like a baked mac and cheese. Doesn't care. I mean, I don't care how you make your baked mac and cheese. I mean, I've tasted several different types of whatever kind of cheese you want to put on there, but I can't have a Thanksgiving dinner unless there's going to be some form of baked mac and cheese. It's just probably next to pizza. It might be my second favorite food in the history of the world.
You having dinner with our league champion?
No, she won't be coming down. She'll be coming down on Christmas this year. She came down Thanksgiving last year. So she kind of rotates back and forth. So yeah. So I do like me some mashed potatoes too. I would like to try your mom's mashed potatoes. Maybe you can save me a bowl.
We'll have some. We'll have her make them for us sometime.
Yeah. So as always, trust yourself and trust the process.